What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Brag House Esports March Madness Bracket. We are here today. I am joined by Lavelle Juan as well as Devon Morgan. We are here for the Final Four showdown as well as the kickoff to Season 3 within Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone. So that being said, Lavelle, Devon, how do you guys feel about the tournament so far? I'm super excited to see what comes out of the Final Four and, of course, the championship game. What are your ideas about walking into today and walking into the competition we see between the final teams?
Ultimately, dog, this is the big rivalry here. I mean, of course, we want to see great action from the guys. We want to see, guys go at it and put up numbers, man. May the best man win. But for me and Lavelle, this is exciting here.
I have one thing to say. Texas versus Virginia Tech. You might be a great athlete and all there, Devon, but you know what? Texas came through. They upset. They already made one upset. They're going to make another upset tonight. That is
gotta keep in mind that we're engineering food, baby. We started this barbecue stuff. You know what I'm talking
about? So today, our first matchup is Virginia Tech and Texas at Austin. So I know that there's definitely going to be a little bit of conversation here on the stream today just between you two guys. But we also have two of our biggest competitors, which is Freedom J 836 and, of course, Sergeant Bean 13. Now, Lavelle, before we got started, you were mentioning something really, really interesting about Season 3, walking into some of those seasonal changes with group size. So, as you mentioned, the group change from 3 to 4 is a possibility. That was really interesting that you mentioned, like, Sergeant Bean, who has been going at it alone. That's a big change. So now he's potentially facing one extra person. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, as you said, they introduced quads, which we saw that squads have been the magic trick for how people have been winning in this tournament, and it's been great. But we had some solo people like Sergeant Bean. We have Alex Killjoy tomorrow from Vanderbilt, and they've just been run and gun the whole time, killing people solos. So, you never know.
Absolutely. Now, Devon, this is your team today, so you're going to be watching alongside of us as we watch, of course, the competition. Try to see who's moving on to the championship game. Do you have any predictions you want to say? I mean, thus far, you've been obviously pretty accurate.
Hey, I don't want to sound biased. I'm just going by the numbers. You know what I'm talking about? Man, by the numbers, man. Hokies all day. Now, don't get me wrong, though. There are some serious competitors to be aware of. But I got confidence my guy's going to break it through.
I mean, 34 kills, your fellow alumni, Freedom J. I think he averaged, right? I don't have the scores in front of me. I think he was averaging 34. I mean, I can't deny how good this guy is. I really cannot deny. And as we had him on last week, man. And he was just cool, calm, and collective. You would have been really proud of him.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, honestly, he was. I think he was very much playing down his confidence in today's game, walking into today's game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There.
No, to the right.
So right now we're seeing Freedom J, who of course just landed inside of the gulag. First time going in today. As everyone is joining us, obviously we have one person playing 3-man squads, one person playing by himself. So it is going to be really interesting to see how those total kills play out. If we see anything come out of that, and if it's going to have an impact on, obviously like the finish and kill count. Now, Sergeant Bean, who we did interview last week, did state that he felt confident that, going at it alone, as long as you can, get the kills and make sure that you follow up and connect with the shots. He doesn't think it's going to be an issue at all. That was also before Call of Duty announced that they were changing to a 4-man squad. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this changes the game today. As of now, we've already seen a couple kills, happen. So it's going to be, I think, a few more minutes until we get an official score update. But we are officially 5 minutes in, meaning we have 55 minutes remaining of today's competition. So if you are just now joining us, you can go over to thebraghouse.com, fill out your esports bracket. Make sure that you guys are joining us, filling it out. You can win prizes between every single game, as well as the grand prize in the championship game. One lucky bragger is going to go home with 15,000 brag bucks. So go braghouse.com, get your bracket filled out, represent your school, and of course, over the next 2 days, see who actually takes home the brag book and the first ever Esports March Madness Championship.
And we are doing, Matt, as you know, an official raffle just to be a little generous and keep it interesting. So we are giving away Amazon Fire Stick 4K. We're giving that, and we're gonna say a word or a phrase during this hour. So if you hear that word or phrase, then email us at events@thebraghouse.com. And we'll email that with your Twitch handle, and we're gonna select a lucky winner at the end of the championship on Sunday.
Absolutely. Now, I do want to say that as of right now, I think that we've seen some really big upsets. We've seen some ones that I think that from the first couple games, the Sweet 16, we really knew that those teams like Virginia Tech was a great example of that. Tomorrow we have Vanderbilt playing. Vanderbilt was another really strong example of one of those teams that you felt confident was going to be able to make it, further in this competition than some of the others. Do you guys have any predictions you guys want to share for the games, today, tomorrow, and then of course, Monday for the championship, or I'm sorry, Sunday for the championship?
So, tell me why they actually updated the
I'll let our athlete star go first with his alumni.
Honestly, so let's review the teams that we have remaining.
All right, absolutely. So, of course, right now we are watching Freedom, who is representing one school. We're watching Sergeant Bean, who is representing another school.
Texas.
Those two schools, Texas at Austin and Virginia Tech. Now, not only that, but we also have Lavelle Malloy, CEO of the Bragg House, also a Texas at Austin alum, and then, of course, the very outspoken Virginia Tech alum, football superstar Devon Morgan. So not only are two co-hosts representing different schools, but we also have two players representing different schools. So I think that this game's going to have a lot of fire. Now, I think in the chat, we're definitely seeing more love for Virginia Tech right now. We have a couple people saying Virginia Tech, turn up. Let's go Virginia Tech. Let's go Hokies. We have a lot of love coming from Virginia Tech. So Texas at Austin, let's show some love. I know last time, Lavelle, you riled up a lot of fan love. So let's see if we can get that going today too. So guys, if you're rooting for Texas at Austin, let us know in the chat. If you're rooting for Virginia Tech, let us know in the chat.
Yep. And then the other teams we have for tomorrow is Vanderbilt, Alex Killjoy, solo killing them. So Alex Killjoy actually, I think Sergeant Bean is the only one who's actually played solo through this entire championship and has actually won and been successful. Everyone else has done squads, and which has obviously been successful. But tomorrow, representing Vanderbilt is Alex Killjoy, and represent Ohio State, we have Cincy 4, who just went off last week. We have Gucci Mafleximus and SJ Rags.
The other dude just died.
Now, I think that really tomorrow's game, Alex Killjoy, obviously, I think the highest fragger in the whole competition, consistently across all games. I think if you added up all the kills that the players brought home, I believe he is our top fragger, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be really interesting to see, him play. I think that him going at it, if he's going at it solo, versus them, I don't think he'll have a problem dropping 4 people versus how we've seen him consistently drop 3. If you do follow the Bragg House on social media for your latest college and esports news, then you've probably seen over the course of this week, we released a couple of videos. A lot of that highlight footage of our competition so far has been completely, almost entirely, either Alex Killjoy or Freedom J or Sergeant Bean. These 3 contenders are 3 of the highest fraggers in the entire competition and are absolutely destroying almost every expectation that people have set for the team.
These guys been setting the tone, and it's been getting better and better as we continue to watch it. But it's Ohio State playing Vanderbilt tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we don't know yet.
I'm gonna tell you now. I'm calling Vanderbilt Virginia Tech.
Okay.
You would not be alone in that prediction. But I'm gonna hold out for my Longhorns all day.
I wouldn't have it no other way though. Hey, we wanted to see competition, so you got to see competition amongst the hosts. I'm going to take the CEO out. Steak dinner or something.
There we go.
So I'm very happy that Devon's here. I've known Devon for a while. Obviously, he's a superstar in Virginia Tech, and he played in the NFL, so he knows top competition. So I like to get Davon's viewpoint. He's been here rooting for his team in a couple of these things. So just what's your opinion of the competition, man? Obviously, so far.
Man, so far I've seen some guys just do some pretty amazing things that I've been trying to, I've been taking notes as I've been playing to add something to my box. I'm a Call of Duty player myself, man, and shoot, I mean, I do believe I can keep up with some of these guys, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's Final Four, and we all know how that can get. Ooh, good shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot. That was a good shot. And I think that kind of goes back to what we were saying before. Is like if it's one player on a team by himself, that's fine as long as you know how to connect those shots, like we just saw Freedom J do. If you can drop somebody that quick, he was under fire, stood right up, boom, like subject down. So I think that a single player, this is just giving them extra opportunities to get extra kills. So right now, I believe the official score, is, let's see, still be updated. I know Freedom J has quite a few kills. Sergeant Bean has quite a few kills. Both of them right now, and I'll fade back and forth to both characters. Both of them are just now going on their next jump. So we just had a death. They're both spawning back into a fresh game, fresh out of warm up. Let's see what we see happen. Now, last week, Freedom J, we saw him get multiple times, 3, 4 person groups at a time, sometimes even more. I think at one point we saw him take on 2 different squads of 3, so 6 people total, and walk away with those kills. So, I believe that, in my opinion, I think that Virginia Tech's going to go home with the win today. Tomorrow, I'm thinking Vanderbilt. I think we're going to see both of them in the championship. But at that point, I think it's really, honestly, it could be anybody. Because, I mean, we've seen such crazy things from both of those schools that, either we're going to see some upsets today, or I think that we're going to see some amazing things tomorrow. Either way. But I think that's who I'm going to call.
So we got official updates in there. Virginia Tech, Freedom J, 3 official kills, and Sergeant Bean, 1 official kill.
Hey, is maneuvering this helicopter. Y'all see this?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Hey, someone push with me.
So
he got him.
I think when Sergeant Bean came on, he said that was his tactic. He loves the helicopters. I'm the helicopter.
That's cheating, man. They gotta fix that because no way a helicopter's blade should be able to hit the plane, hit the building that bad without blowing up. Like, see, that's a glitch right there. That guy's like, come on, look, that chopper's down now. You know what I'm saying?
I think their team's still around.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the things that they did try to fix is a couple of the bugs, the collision stuff in Season 3. As Lavelle mentioned, before we got started today when we were all discussing it, the extra man in the squad is definitely the biggest addition. But other than that, I know that they did try to work on some of the collision stuff, but I think, what was it? I believe it was Freedom J was the one who crashed the helicopter last time to get a kill, right? He crashed it right into the building, got like 2 kills.
Yep.
So, I think he's pretty used to just hitting things with it, hoping for the best.
Woo! So I'm getting unofficial scores right now coming in. Unofficial scores right now, but unofficial scores we have Texas with my man Pete representing hardcore unofficially 4-3.
Okay.
Not official, as everyone knows. The official score is determined once they die. We see the official score, how many kills. The change to this game, as compared to the other matches, Gulag kills count. So that was told to all the players ahead of time. Everybody knows that. So let's see if that changes strategy.
Oh man, you just made it. Y'all just made things more interesting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This is gonna be really interesting to see how this plays out now.
Yeah. Whose screen are we on right now?
So right now we are watching Freedom J.
Okay.
And again, like these 2 players, very different play styles. Sergeant Bean definitely he is way less of a running gun. He's kind of I'm gonna lurk. I'm gonna see where the other teams are at. And he almost kind of hunts down other teams while he's playing. Whereas Freedom J, running, gunning the entire time, going absolutely crazy. We've seen him blow things up. We've seen him throw C4 and run away from things as he blows things up. he is almost like a running around like MacGyver. Like he just kind of figures out a way to like either drop 4 or 5 people or at least make something really cool happen as he does. You know?
Yeah, man. This guy's got
Again, going for the helicopter.
He moves he like the way he moves is fast, yo. And I guess that's a contribute to PC.
Yeah, I think it's definitely giving him a little bit better, reactions than some of the consoles for sure. There we go. So there's some connecting, some extra kills. You can hear him talking to his squad. Again, he's playing with his 3-man squad, so he has the option to be in a 4. Still went with the 3-man. So it's to be really interesting to see if that's felt at all. Versus, of course, he is doing single man. I don't know if he's doing solos where he's by himself in a solo queue, or if he went into groups by himself. Ideally, I would think that if you went into groups by yourself, that gives you more opportunities to get some kills.
Let's get a loadout.
Now, Sergeant Bean is now hopping into a helicopter, so him too. It looks like both of them are pretty much dependent on vehicles today, moving around as fast as possible, trying to get across the map so they can try to get some kills.
Yeah, we'll do one.
Hey man, Freedom J, if that's his screen, well not, he's not in the helicopter. Freedom J screen is killing it.
We don't have to go.
Oh yeah.
So I think what we've seen from Freedom J is also his range. He'll be miles away, and he'll just by sniping dudes out the way.
It amazes me, like sometimes I'm looking like, how did he even see this dude?
Yeah, he won't even be using a thermal scope. He just kind of like looks across like the horizon real quick, sees somebody up there, and then like almost instantly headshots him. It's impressive.
I like the fact that he quick scope a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people like to stare down that thing. Like, nah.
Yeah, I'm imagining that he must either play a lot of Call of Duty multiplayer before Warzone was released. All these guys seem very comfortable with the game, but him especially, he seems really comfortable with almost like any situation you throw him in.
Right.
And
We've got to go more towards the south side. That's where everyone landed, I think.
And I think that's the kind of talent we were looking. We were looking for people when we put this kind of competition together, people who had this kind of passion for the game, but also the school pride that they had the passion for. And a lot of these people, they're just going out giving it their all. And I think we see that how tough that kind of competition could be.
Right.
Absolutely. So right now we see Sergeant Bean trying to single-handedly take down a helicopter. Now I believe he is single queued right now. So I think that everyone else that he is competing against is also solo queued. So I think that kind of gives him, while he's gonna run into way less people, it also gives him a way more balanced battle versus what we probably see Freedom J go through. So Lavelle, this is the first ever esports March Madness bracket. It's, I think, the first time college sports has ever been mashed up with esports. Can you tell us a little bit more, for everyone who's just now tuning in this week for the first time, what exactly had that idea come about? How did Bragg House come up with something innovative like that?
I think our goal at Bragg House is always to create a community, and community is just bonding by our team, bonding by our team mascots, certain part of community. And we said, when COVID happened, we were like, how could we do that in a way that still kind of protects everyone else? And then we came up with the idea of like, hey, you know what? We have these people who love their team, who everything is amazing, but they also, they just want to do it through digitally, through esports. So we've actually seen the same type of passion where we've been out of our seats. Even the 3 of us have been screaming and doing everything, same kind of things that we would, do with quote unquote traditional sports. So I think we just, I think this competition just shows another level of creating that community.
Absolutely. Now, I think that one of the really things that hasn't been done before, it seems so logical. Like, a lot of people don't know esports. If you're a gamer, you're a huge fan, but the teams have no correlation to, the other things in our day-to-day life. College, you have your school, you have your family's school most likely, or, like your community school if you live in a college town. And, you're giving something completely new where, like, not just of course, athletes that have been, signed by the school or agreed with to the school to represent the school, but you're just allowing people that are fans of the school, alum of the school, and to represent their school and show that school pride and kind of throw it on the line in an environment that we really haven't seen before. So I think that's really, really cool. Now, what made you guys come up with the March Madness bracket? I know March Madness was obviously the traditional one was canceled. But do you guys foresee like mashing up more college sports with esports? Like it's something so different, but it's been really, really fun, and obviously from the feedback of the groups, it's been obviously very well received.
I mean, absolutely. We did March Madness because frankly we just kind of missed March Madness, and we wanted to have a March Madness bracket. So we did a March Madness bracket for Bragg House. But I mean, again, that's the beauty of esports. And like you said, it's like we wanted to combine. Traditionally, you follow esports players or you follow traditional sports players, but no one really likes to combine them two in a March Madness kind of setting. So I think we can apply that to almost any kind of regular form, and we're excited to see where it goes. Hopefully, we give a platform for people who literally share that common bond over just college sports, period.
Absolutely. So, I know, at least for myself, I can definitely say that, I think that we've already kind of seen that love transpire. We've seen a lot of different opportunities for, fans have commented in the chat. They've said different things, to us. Just, hey, I'm really happy to see my school represented. We've seen tons of, like trash talking, brag talking, whatever you want to call it. And it's been something that's really been, it's something very different than what I'm used to seeing in the esports world. So what I wanted to do is just take a few minutes, really just allow the players to kind of be showcased. These are some of our best players in the whole tournament. So we just kind of wanted to give you guys some screen time where you could see what's going on here. Now we are officially 23 minutes into the competition. So that means that we have a little over 25 minutes left. So we're at, 35 minutes left. So with 35 minutes left, the official score, Lavelle, what is the last official score update that we have between these two guys?
8-6, Longhorns.
Uh-oh. All right, you heard that, Devon? So it looks like we have a little bit of a comeback to come through. You don't look too concerned. I'm almost positive that, Freedom J and Sergeant Bean both feel very confident right now. So let's give them a few minutes where they can really showcase their skills.
That's kind of sweet. Yeah, I know. We'll be fine.
All right, now you're seeing Freedom J drop back in for another time. This is going to be his third time right now. He is in a warm-up. So as of right now, it is not counting towards his official kill count, but as you guys can see, he is absolutely killing it.
Stop warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
No, I was behind you the whole time.
Battle Royale. Set a drop point for your team, soldier. Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone.
No, I mean we had to push it because we weren't finding anyone else. Like I got one.
Now, Lavelle, I know you also mentioned that tomorrow we have Alex Killjoy, one of the higher scorers in the whole competition, the highest if I'm not mistaken. Now, how do you feel like they're gonna be able to play, tomorrow after watching a lot of the competition? Alex Killjoy, especially, he has gone out of his way. He's watched every single game. He's watched, I believe, every single clip, not only his own footage, but also the other team's games when he wasn't even in it. Do you feel like that's going to give him that competitive edge tomorrow when he finally meets, the people he's been watching the whole time? I feel like it's definitely shown for him so far.
So, I mean, that's what I liked about Alex. He came in, and Alex was just, like, watching. He was focused. He gave mad love to everybody else. And he just incorporated all that into a perfect strategy. And he was, like, just finite how he just was, like surgical. How he just cut through the competition. So it was good. So I actually do think I'm predicting Ohio State. I really like their energy, but it would not surprise me the way Alex played. I mean, we're seeing right now Texas 8, Virginia Tech 6. I mean, that's a close game. And I think Sergeant Bean is just kind of like, shout out to the Sarge, man. He's just kind of like always just. He said when he came on the show last week, he was like, yeah, just running gun. That's what I do. Stack with many points, and that's what we've seen.
Absolutely. And I mean, we've definitely seen both of these guys absolutely go off. I mean, all three of them really. I know that a lot of the teams, they had moments where they really were trying. They were really, trying to be organized. We saw a lot of different strategies kind of unfold, some very successfully, some very unsuccessfully. But the one thing that I can say is that all three of the guys that we're watching, or at least that we've really been talking about, the last 20 minutes, all three of them have really they've tried only one strategy.
Yep.
They saw if it worked. If they kept going, great. If not, then they had no issue with saying, okay, let me change it up. Now let's all spread out a little bit more. Let's all run completely separate. I think we've seen Alex Killjoy, I believe, and Freedom J both utilize a truck as both a weapon, as a shield, and just a mode of transportation. We've seen lots of C4. We've seen RPGs. We've seen a lot of crazy stuff. So I think that everyone that's still standing in this tournament, what they were more so than anything else were very diverse players that really adapted to the circumstances.
So it's true, and it's funny because I think we watched UVA, and UVA they played they were great. But I think they might have they were overthinking the last time they played because they came in, they were playing squad, and like we said, everyone that we saw play squad from the Sweet 16 to the Elite 8 were just doing great. And they came in, and I heard their stream, and they were kind of second guessing, they were doing different things. They changed their strategy, and they were great players, and we appreciate them coming to competition. But they changed their strategy, and when they changed their strategy, we saw what happened. So I think a lot of it is sticking to what works with you and just going with it,
Absolutely.
Go.
So now I want to go back. Let's go ahead and fade back over. Right now we are seeing Freedom J. He just got out of a match. Started being inside of the gulag, trying to get back in. Now, Sergeant Bean, the one thing that he did last week is really I think almost every single gulag instance he won. Every single time he walked away with a victory. And because of that, his time out of game waiting in the menu to find another match was, I believe, the shortest of any other player. And because of that, I think that helped him get those high body counts. This week, so far, I believe, out of all three gulags that he's been in, he hasn't seen the same success rate. I think he's won 1 of 3. So.
Yeah, and now they actually count. So it's interesting.
It's very important. Now, I saw that you just updated in the Twitch chat. The official score is 8-8.
It actually just updated again. Official score 9-8 Texas.
There we go.
Yep.
So both players jumping back in.
Devon, it was 8-8, but of course you joined back in, and now it's 9-8 Texas official score.
I think we need to make sure somebody else is keeping this score other than the
But we do have a team in the background that's actually helping us, manage the score, keep the score. What we're doing is we're having, obviously all the players on both teams watch. And as they get each kill, we're, cross-referencing, we're making sure, time-stamping how far into the match that kill happened. And then we're cross-referencing it with their scorecard before they jump back into the next match, just to make sure that, somebody got down, maybe they didn't get finished off, so it didn't count as a kill. We want to make sure that we're only counting kills. So we kind of cross-reference, verify every single kill for every single team, just to make sure the tournament is as fair as possible. For everyone who's...
Anyway, we can... Dang, you made me forget what I was saying. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. I was just gonna say, you know, for everyone that's just now joining us and you know has no idea what we're talking about, this is the first ever esports March Madness bracket. If you've already been with us this week, then you've seen some absolutely crazy competition transpire. But if you're just now joining us, it's not too late. You can go over to thebraghouse.com, fill out your esports bracket, and as soon as you jump into the Brag House, what you're going to do is not only join a community of awesome people talking everything college sports, everything esports, but you can also enter to win some really cool prizes that we're giving away. And Lavelle, can you remind me, what are the prizes that you guys are giving away at the Brag House?
So as a grand prize, we're giving 15,000 brag butts, $500 cash. But as I said before, we're also just trying to be more generous. You go to our website at thebraghouse.com, you'll see a list of all the prizes. But right now, we're also want to give a raffle. And to one lucky person, that I'm going to say a phrase. That phrase is going to be season 3. So if you heard season 3, then email at events@thebraghouse.com with your Twitch handle season 3, and we will be giving that's how you enter the raffle. And then we're going to be picking someone random from that and giving them the prize. And we'll announce that on Sunday.
All right. So guys, we have a game today. We have the rest of our Final Four, who will be tomorrow, and that's going to be Vanderbilt and Ohio State. Whoever walks out of that, those two teams are going to meet in the championship on Sunday. So tune in. We're going to have a lot of fun this weekend. There's only 3 games remaining, and you can still, like Lavelle said, go to thebraghouse.com, fill out your brag kit, and then as soon as you do, you're entering to win a lot of cool prizes. Just by watching the stream, you guys are potentially winning a prize. Email into events@thebraghouse.com for the potential to win something really cool.
Is everybody dropping into a match now, Matt?
So both players are right now in a match. For some reason, we're seeing Sergeant Bean use the helicopter a lot today. Now, I don't know if that's mostly to get around, try to loot, if that's mostly just, trying to get around to find, new people to shoot at. So he just got a kill right there with the helicopter.
Taking advantage of the glitch of the game.
He got it fair and square. Like that guy definitely could have backed up. He killed that dude, pretty fast. Now he's back into the helicopter.
Guys are maneuvering the helicopter is insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming.
But now he's got to try to see if he can get, extra kills. I think it kind of makes you a target at a certain point in the match when the circle's small enough. It's gonna be almost too hard to get back up and kind of get the mobility when the circle's that small for how much noise you're making and how vulnerable you are to like any RPG or even like an LMG.
When you're a top shotter, it don't even matter. You making noise to bring them out. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's true.
That could be a strategy he's using, but I don't know. It's getting pretty interesting.
We have less than a half an hour left.
We are officially at 26 minutes left. We are seeing right now Freedom J836. He is, I believe, right now 9. Correct, Lavelle? 9 kills.
Yep, 9 kills. 9 kills for Texas to 8 from Freedom J. That is the official score, but I think that they are actually going at it in this match. So that could change very easily. And like you said, Matt, we have people that are actually watching every single kill, scoring it manually, and also comparing it against what the computer.
Well, these guys not gonna let you slip now.
Oh no.
And then UAVs.
So here is Freedom J again. He's playing with a 3-man squad, using that team to his advantage. What you just saw there, as we were tuning back into his screen from Sergeant Bean, was him and his 2 teammates pooled their cash together, bought a buy box, and now they have a loadout box dropping. So what that does is that drops pretty much a pre-configured set of all the tools, the weapons that you would obviously want to roll out with, and you can drop them. So that's a huge advantage right there, right? Like 3 people gathering cash, they can pull it together by 1 buy box. Sergeant Bean by himself, he's doing I think the best he can in the helicopter, but we really got to see what is he going to be able to produce, without going around getting loot, without really trying to engage people. It's going to be hard for him to, I think, keep this lead. Right now, he's having no problem with it. So, I stand corrected. But I think as this match progresses, we're going to see more and more of, kind of a spread out with Freedom J.
The Sarge. It's all about the Sarge.
So it looks like he just got... little bit of loot. Now we have some people. Melnick says he looks like a Texas fan. Lavelle's even shouting out Texas in the chat. We have Alex Bowers, who he is going to be competing tomorrow. Again, that's Alex Killjoy. Thanks, Alex. Really appreciate that. We have Dawson shouting out Virginia Tech. Melnick said Boo V Tech, Texas all the way. So that's good. Scott said, hey, we're going to be there tomorrow. Get ready. We're going on a hunt. So he's going to be in the competition tomorrow. It's going to be a really interesting day. Again, guys, if you have love for Virginia Tech, if you have love for Texas Austin, let us know in the chat. Please share it with us. Now, Lavelle, if you don't mind me asking, what is the next step for the Bragg House?
I think we want to build on this momentum that we have here. I was talking to Devon the other day about, like really getting his insight of like talent and stuff we saw. And, he was saying that, yeah, this is something that, we think we could really, really build out, apply it to other sports and really get, a good interest, whether that's, college baseball, for system, whether that's, women's soccer. We think there's a lot of other different sports that will fit very, very neatly with such a system. And I want to say thank you. We had such an outpour. First time we did this, we said, hey, let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. Reach out to us if you want to see your team represented. Please let us know. And people did. They reached out to us. They got back to us, and they gave us some great insight. They was like, keep our team in mind next time. We really, really want to participate. So we're actually hoping, that stays that way.
So now, Lavelle, you guys just also finished app beta. So you guys, are coming out with the app. You guys did a beta. One of the things we talked about the first week that I thought was really interesting is, unlike most tech companies, you actually listen to your beta users, and you guys, took a lot of that feedback. You guys started exploring, alternative avenues and other like key things that you guys heard the people's voice. One of those things was esports, and that was before the COVID-19. So I see how you guys put two and two together, and it was a very fast, very agile transformation on your part. But at the same time, the fact that you guys are kind of building it around the community first, it really shows like in your app, like just the feedback that you were telling us about how you guys like made changes based off that beta test run. I know you guys, demoed the website to us last week. You showed me and Devon. We were both really impressed. I love the social media elements. I think that's really cool. I love the idea of just having a timeline. I can go and talk to, you. I can talk to Devon. We can all talk crap to each other about sports, but we don't have to have all the extra, weight of social media. It's a place for sports by people that love sports, and I think that's really cool. Is that something that you guys are planning to, tie esports more into the app, the website, and kind of grow that audience right now during the COVID-19? Is that going to be the main focus?
Yeah, I think you said a couple of things that worth reiterating. It's Bragg House is all about community, creating that community around college sports. And we don't think there really exists like a community that really is just focused just on that. So it's really important to us, and I think we're able to do this so well is because we listen to the community. One of the important things we have is our ambassadorship program, and we have shout out to Dawson, shout out to Scott, awesome guys, and we kind of asked them, hey, we've been planning this, we've been, sitting down doing things, and we were able to reach into our community because we actually listened to what they said. We want to make a platform for people, and that starts with actually listening to what they have to say. So that's what we did, and that's why we feel very proud of our platform.
Absolutely. And then Devon, you live for competition. You were part of the peak competition of college and pro ball. Now you coach. How others can deal with competition. When you see the esports and how fast it's blowing up as a scene, how do you feel about that as a professional athlete? Do you feel like this is like the next frontier? I know you play Call of Duty in your own time. Do you feel like esports is like the next big sport to blow up?
Yeah, man. I think it's been big on how guys have taken to it, but it's also a contribute to Lavelle and some of the guys, for the way these guys have been promoting it. These guys hit it hard, got some of the best gamers that they could find, and of course, man, there's a lot of Call of Duty players out there, and with the crossplay going on right now, a lot of people see this. They want to get the opportunity to play either against or with these guys. So I think the platform's only going to grow even more, and you know, I'm just happy to be a part, man, and seeing these guys compete.
Of course. Yeah, I'm getting honestly really excited. I even saw Alex Bowers posted in the chat just now. He said, I want to see Virginia Tech move up because they had 34 kills last game. So he wants to see, he wants to see a lot of action. I think it's going to be really...
Unofficial score is 11-11 right now.
Oh, man, so it is close.
Heating up with like a little bit less than 20 minutes in there.
Yeah, we're at 19 minutes left. We're right now, let's see, so Sergeant Bean is getting a loadout, so I think that's the first time he's come down out of the air right now. He just got a loadout going right back up. I believe he got a sniper rifle, so I think he's going for in-game kills right now. Now, we also have Freedom J and his whole squad over here, and they're just quickly racking up the body count. Now, here's Sergeant Bean. He's sniping. He's already got 1 kill. He's using the actual loot box as, like, bait to have other people lured into him. Not working quite, how he wanted. Freedom J having way better success with trying to, kind of manipulate the in-game circle to try to, like, get close, make sure that him and his buddies have an opportunity to get loot. But they literally just surrounded that house, camped the 3 guys that were in there, and slowly knocked them out. They had 2 people go down. Freedom J, of course, was the one that, kept everybody up, revived his 2 teammates, and is now going to get them back on the road.
I mean, look at his fire name. I mean, I always go for my hook 'em horns, but I love this guy. I love watching Freedom J play.
Absolutely.
It's no doubt that it's not a surprise that he averaged 34 points, 34 kills.
Now, I know that Alex is excited to potentially see him tomorrow. That being said, it's still a tied game. We only have 17 minutes left, so we're getting close to the last 15 minutes of the Final Four. First game. Now, again, we have a second game tomorrow afternoon. And then, again, our championship game is Sunday, so you really want to tune in. Saturday, it's going to be from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And that's going to be Vanderbilt University with Alex Killjoy, our highest fragger in the entire competition, against Cincy 4, who is probably our most innovative fragger of our entire competition, just killing people all different types of crazy ways. And then those 2 teams, whoever wins out of today, Texas at Austin and Virginia Tech, and tomorrow, Vanderbilt versus Ohio State, will meet Sunday at 6 p.m. for the championship and the opportunity to win a big, cold, hard cash prize as well as 15,000 brag bucks. Now, right now, the score just got updated. It's 12-14. Virginia Tech is leading. Devon, I'm sure you're excited about it. How are you feeling right now, Lavelle?
I mean, I'm an athlete too. I'm gonna stick it out to the end, but I'm a Texas guy first. So I see Devon sitting there real cool, not sweating it, knowing Virginia Tech's gonna pull it out.
That's how we do, man. We don't stress out. We poke our chests out. Word to never.
I mean, the embarrassing point is gonna have.
Hey, look, the weight on our shoulder bring the best out.
There you go. Well, that's that true competitive nature. I know we've seen Sergeant Bean do that. We've seen Freedom J do that. We've seen Alex Killjoy. We've seen multiple players, like kind of be behind. I believe our biggest gap, was Gonzaga in their first match when he was down by like 6 kills. The last 10 minutes went absolutely off with a shotgun and brought it back for the win to move on to the Elite 8. So we've already seen some crazy comebacks, but Virginia Tech has consistently, they have always been able to keep up. The games that have been close, they obviously still came out on top, but most of the time they are completely pulling away from the other team. Right now, we also have Sergeant Bean, who, although he's by himself, has consistently outpaced entire teams. Freedom J has 68 total frags inside of this competition. So, as of right now, he is absolutely, he's going off.
So I do have to correct you, Matt. I know you love Alex Killjoy, but I'm pretty sure that Freedom J is the top fragger of this competition. We haven't checked the official scores, but I'm pretty sure. As
of today's match, I think so. But We still have our match tomorrow. Obviously FSU got knocked out really early, so I don't have, a bull in this fight. So I'm rooting for him just for the sake of it's the school against you two. So we'll see how that goes. But Alex Killjoy is by far my favorite player so far. Like, just because of the fact that he's bringing the energy, he's doing his homework, and he's surgically killing every single person every single time. Now, right now we have two different people both jumping in. Now, right now we're looking at Sergeant Bean. He is a little bit ahead of Freedom J. Freedom J is just now getting back into a new match. Hasn't even started his warm-up yet. We have 50 seconds left on Sergeant Bean's warm-up, so this is going to be a good opportunity for him to be able to, kind of get a step ahead, possibly get that the 2 extra kills back. Right now, you're watching him in a warm-up, so again, these kills that you're seeing here aren't counting. Mostly players that are AFK right now. But in 30 seconds, he's going to be dropping back into the actual match. And we will have just under probably 13 minutes left at that point.
And it's official. We were calling out unofficial scores and official scores. It's official. Virginia Tech 14-12. Still a super, super, super close game.
Now, I know that in the past, we've seen 3-man squads really, sometimes that kind of hinders you. Devon, you and I were talking about that. If you get a team that you can't work well with, or if you get a team that, separates too much, that can really impact your play style. We also talked about our love for vehicles. What are 2 of the big things that you guys have noticed just in today's competition between these 2 players that you guys, think really sets them apart?
I just think they're using different tactics, man. Some guys running guns, some guys sit in the helicopter and wait till they see guys and hop out. It's been interesting. I've been excited to see how many guys actually have aim though.
Instant headshot. Yeah, instant headshot. Yeah, they're downing people really, really fast. And not only that, but I've also noticed that when they're shooting, they make it look so effortless. They make when they're going through and doing it.
The helicopter. I've been liking the use of helicopter. Everyone is just maneuvered the helicopter like it was just their car.
Yeah, I really love using the helicopter. I think that it can be an amazing weapon. Unfortunately, it's also probably the easiest vehicle to hit with a rocket. The flares are there, but you're also airborne, so everyone is noticing you. And I've kind of learned, especially with the 4-man squads now, it's way more likely that somebody in a 4-man squad is going to be carrying some form of automated target rocket. It's just super risky to be flying in a helicopter these days, I feel like.
Shout out to Stevie Sky, representing the chat. Hook 'em.
There we go. So we got some Virginia Tech love, we got some UT love. I know tomorrow we're definitely going to see the Vandy love. We're definitely going to see the Ohio State love. All 4 teams that are left in this thing are, they're very well represented. Lots of fans. The one thing that I will say is right now we have almost 10 minutes left. So, guys, cheer your team on. We have Freedom J versus Sergeant Bean. Both of them going head-to-head. Sergeant Bean had that head start. He had an opportunity to get back into the game, have a 2-3 minute head start. Unfortunately, he ended up dying, so now he is back at the menu trying to get into a new game. Freedom J sprinting as fast as he can, looking for anything to grab, anybody to find to kill. He finds a truck and starts trying to connect. Again, he's with his team, so he also has 2 other people that are going to help him try to take this truck down.
Hey, keep shooting the truck. I have the C4.
Can we put inside the side mat? We got the last 10 minutes there.
Absolutely. So, guys, right now, top left corner, Sergeant Bean. Top right corner, we have Freedom J. Now, in the bottom right, we have the braghouse.com. If you haven't already filled out your esports bracket, go fill it out. You guys only have 2 more games to win some really cool prizes. And as of right now, you're only going to have those 2. So if you've already missed other games, don't worry. You can still play, but you can still get in on the last 2 games. All the other games, don't worry about it. It won't be confusing. You didn't miss out. You can still win in the championship if you get it right, and you're one of the top 3 braggers with the most points.
I don't understand how he didn't see that thing say missile incoming and he sat in the helicopter. What are you doing?
I think sometimes people think that they're gonna fake it. A lot of people will fake it. They'll lock it on and hope that you flare, and then as soon as you flare, they start locking on again. There's the old school saying in esports that like the pros don't fake, right? Like they just instantly they just go for the kill.
Avon, have you started playing the new Call of Duty?
Yeah, season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I've had top 3 finishes in the last 10 matches I've played, and I just keep getting screwed at the end, man. Like thinking I got good position, and all of a sudden somebody comes out of nowhere from behind me, and I get got.
So we're gonna get a league setup of NFL guys, hokey players that played for college football. They're gonna play against each other.
That'd be awesome.
What?
So let's see. So we are now in the last 8 minutes. So we are watching both of these guys probably do their last couple runs. We're gonna be finding out who ends up bringing this home.
Let me grab this bounty.
Now it is still a super close game with 8 minutes left.
16-13 Virginia Tech.
So guys, if you're just now tuning in, again, you have time to still fill out your esports bracket. We'll go ahead and go back to our dual view where we can see both Sergeant Bean and Freedom J, both of them now back into a match. Sergeant Bean, again, trusting the helicopter, connecting with a kill. Really interesting choice of a vehicle, but he's gotten, I think, 5 to 6 kills throughout both games. He just kind of continues to just keep kind of like roof hunting. He finds somebody on a roof, drops the helicopter right on him. So, as of right now, official score neck and neck. We have 7 minutes left. Both of you guys still feeling good about your teams?
I mean, I will always feel good about my team. But
this is
we can't have them on again if Texas loses.
If Texas loses, I should get 15,000 brag bucks.
There you go. Well, my bracket went bust as soon as FSU got knocked out. So at least you guys are both still in it. One of you guys are going to move forward with a more correct bracket tonight.
I mean, I wasn't even concerned that Florida State was going to move on.
Damn. Cold.
I mean, if you were playing that, maybe, but
maybe. Honestly, I'll see these guys play, man. I wouldn't have stood a chance. Like me and Devon were talking about that last week. We were saying, even if we would have jumped into this, man, like these guys are serious. Like I remember seeing that the double C4 explosion last week was probably one of my favorite highlights of the entire competition so far. So we have 2 players. One, Sergeant Bean, top left. The top right, Freedom J. Freedom J is back in the gulag, so this is a good opportunity for Sergeant Bean to be able to catch up.
But the thing about it is that we talked about this, though. The kills in the gulag count now.
Oh, yeah.
That is the difference in how it was last week. So definitely, I think Sergeant Bean should be strategizing right now. But the gulag kills do count, though. So I think he wants to get out of this gulag, win this gulag, and then get out and get right back in there.
Now Sergeant Bean finds himself in the gulag. Only 5 minutes to go.
I mean,
You're the last one on your team. Finish the job.
I agree.
You win this fight and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done here.
Oh,
Yeah, you kick their
Dude,
ass. Stand by for redeployment.
it didn't let me fight him. Hold on, let me.
So that was pretty fortunate. He actually ended up jumping in. I guess the other guy either disconnected or, maybe he blew himself up with a frag grenade. He ended up getting right out of the gulag. So that ended up serving him really, really well.
Last fight.
Yep, yeah, just the last fight. So he actually didn't even have to have a kill. Now Sergeant Bean, of course, going in.
Yeah, take us out.
He's going to be fighting in just a second.
13.
Oh, wow. Now, we are officially at the 5 minute left mark. All right, here we see Sergeant Bean going into the gulag, going for his fight.
You would say he has to win this, right? Right, Matt?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, as you saw, like, he kind of had that same focus he did last week. Definitely connected. Easily killed that guy. He is a really strong gulag fighter. I think almost every single one he throws a flash grenade, and he almost always throws it like towards the top, runs towards the back, and he's not shy. He doesn't play like a position. He just kind of charges them and usually downs them almost instantaneously.
So I love what's happening now because you always wonder. You're like, okay, clearly Virginia Tech came in, had the advantage. They were doing great. Then you had Texas, who were definitely the underdogs in here. And while Virginia Tech is still holding court, it's like the strategy has changed up a bit. Virginia Tech definitely leading, but not leading by the 30s, what they were leading with under 4 minutes left. So, I mean, this is like the kind of competition where people have to adjust their strategies, and go in with everything they have. And I think that's why I think this competition will do well.
3 minutes. Drop down.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was just watching that kill kind of transpire real quick. Both of them at the exact same time both got downed. So it's going to be really interesting. We have 3 minutes left to see who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, I have to go for anyone I can. 60 seconds. Yeah, but I think he had a bunch. I don't know.
So as of, I'm sorry?
Sergeant Bean in a match yet?
Nope, he is still in the mini. He just got certified into a lineup, it looks like. So now he has a group that he is going to be joining. He is still in the lobby. Now, at the same time, Freedom J is also over in a warm-up. He has 5 seconds left, I believe, before he just checked his map. I believe it said 5 seconds. Yep, here we go.
17-16 Virginia Tech. I mean, you talk
Oh,
about
this is close.
Let's just ride this out and watch this, Matt.
Absolutely.
You want to put them both up? We have literally 2 minutes left.
Yep, we have both of them up right now.
Who's in the helicopter?
Right now, neither one is in the helicopter. Now, Sergeant Bean was in a helicopter when he first got in a warm-up. He's jumping again now. He's in a warm-up, so that is not counting. He has 60 seconds roughly until he's back inside of a match. Meanwhile, Freedom J dropping in. Just a few minutes left. We have 1 minute remaining. So I don't know if, since this is the final four, if we want to give them to like both of their last lives. But I believe it's still right at right at 8 o'clock, right?
Yep, still right at 8 o'clock.
All right, so like this is down to it. Something magical has to happen for Sergeant Bean to come out with a victory right
magical, and we have to. I hope the scorers are paying detailed attention right now because this is literally to the wire.
All right, so for everyone that's just now joining us, again, this is the March Madness Esports Bracket. We're in the final moments of competition for today's Final Four game. We're going to have another Final Four game tomorrow. Join us for Vanderbilt versus Ohio State. Right now, I believe we just saw a victory come home with Freedom J, Virginia Tech. Devon, how do you feel? Are you happy that you guys just beat Texas?
I already told you what was going to happen. It's nothing to get excited about. This is what we're supposed to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
I'm just talking junk, man.
I'm still waiting for official score, but I'm pretty sure that Virginia Tech just brought that win home by 1 kill.
Yep. 17-16. Virginia Tech is the final score.
Official score, 17-16.
Hey, great match, man.
Great match.
Absolutely.
Thanks for playing.
So that was really cool. I don't know if you guys just heard that in-game audio. The players are just thanking each other for helping each other out. We're really seeing some good sportsmanship over this competition. I know we've seen a couple players come back inside of the chat after their match. Not only that, but like in our player interviews when we're talking to the players that are in the competition. You know, nothing but respect for both sides of the fence, which is something that's really, really cool that we've seen from, you know, almost every player involved. Absolutely love that. Now, we just saw an awesome, awesome victory. Tomorrow, we have Vanderbilt, Alex Killjoy versus Ohio State. Whoever wins that match is going to be back here on Sunday again to play Virginia Tech, who just advanced from the Final Four. If you haven't already filled out your bracket, go fill it out, thebraghouse.com. If you guys have not seen anything like this before, it's because it's the first time ever. Don't miss out. Don't say, oh, I wish I would have seen it. You're seeing it right now. Go fill it out. You can still join. There's still tons of cool prizes you can win over tomorrow's game, over Sunday's game. Devon Morgan, thank you for hosting with us. I believe tomorrow we have another co-host joining. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You've been great over this competition. You have believed in Virginia Tech the entire time. I would love to see you guys, you know, join again for the championship game, especially, you know, if Virginia Tech is gonna, be there, throwing it down and make sense. I think that we have seen an amazing competition so far out of them. I'm really excited for what comes tomorrow. Do you guys have anything else for the fans at home before we wrap it up for today?
Thank you guys for joining. This is all for the fans. It's been a fun competition.
Absolutely. And Lavelle, again, thank you, man. Like, you guys, your team, you guys have done something awesome for not only like the college sports fans, the esports fans. This is really something, it's a hybrid model that we haven't seen before, and it's something that's amazing. I think that we could really, you know, this could be the future of getting esports in front of way more players and getting college sports to be something that a lot of video game lovers start to care about. You know, we've seen video game, sports fans, we've seen college sports fans. Very rarely do they mash up. But over the course of this competition, I have heard more times, oh, this school's advancing. Oh, man, we have to take down these guys. We have to take down these guys. It's breeding competition. It's because of that school pride, and that's something that you guys built an entire community around. So, again, Lavelle, everyone at the Bragg House, thank you guys so much. If you are going to be joining us tomorrow, we are going to be on Twitch. We are going to be on YouTube. What time? We will be going live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. So, join us on YouTube or Twitch tomorrow, 3 p.m. for Vanderbilt versus Ohio State. Alex Killjoy and Cincy 4, two of our high fraggers in this competition, going head-to-head tomorrow. Everybody, thank you for joining us, and we will be seeing you guys tomorrow.
Stay safe.